HBAR holders, welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. Let's waste no more time and take a look at what's happening across the board right now for HBAR. Again, if you're looking across the board right now, as far as the broader market is concerned, we're seeing insane amount of red across the board. And I did make a full in-depth analysis update, on the market. If you did end up watching it, I'm sure you guys know what's going on. If not, we'll talk about that. But I would strongly encourage you guys to go watch that video fully because I, pretty much give you guys a little bit of a closer rundown as to, what I could expect. And, we take a look at Bitcoin a little bit closer. So I would suggest you guys to watch that. But again, going into Tuesday morning, you can see, again, we're seeing a lot of red across the board. HBAR down about 6%. Again, we need to keep in mind the broader market is down. Yes, there's a few coins that are gaining so much momentum. DCR came out of nowhere at this point. Dash up 50%. We know, Dash has been going crazy. Zcash, ICP, but besides that, the broader market is seeing a significant retracement. HBAR's price right now, 17.3 cents right now, down 3.1% on the Bitcoin side of things. Valuation, $7.3 billion. In the 24-hour trading volume at $413.4 million. But as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. But we're going to start off with a little bit of a positive news. You can see HBAR ETF total net flows was 22.06 million yesterday, 4 consecutive days of positive flows for Hedera. And I know a lot of people are probably wondering, HBAR is getting, such nice net flows coming in for the ETF itself, but yet you're seeing the price go down. You just cannot ignore what's happening with the broader market, regardless of ETF or not. When you look at the market, pushing down the way we are seeing Bitcoin seeing and the dominance, again, speaking about the dominance itself, see for yourself here. Again, I'm going to show you guys on the hourly perspective so you guys get a better understanding what's happening with the dominance. You can see for yourself here, we see a major uptick, almost up to 61%. So again, clear indication that there is a significant amount of strength on the Bitcoin dominant side of things, and that is due to the uncertainty and the extreme fear there is within the crypto markets. If you're looking at Bitcoin, so Bitcoin was not able to get back above the 23.6 fib zone. At this point, I've been highlighting this to you guys, so again, it shouldn't really be a big surprise to any one of you on the channel. The 23.6 is the support we lost 24 hours ago, and since then, it has been nothing but downside. And again, this shouldn't be a big surprise because the door is open, as I've indicated on the updates, that door is open for us to retest some of these lower time frames. And you could see clearly for yourself, we did come down to $104,000 price point for Bitcoin. We did see a little bit of an uptick, you could see for yourself, but we're not out of the woods yet. But now, the crazy thing is the price of Bitcoin about to drop below $100,000. Obviously, $100,000 price point, there's significant amount of support around that key range, but we have not been up below that since May of this year. And is the price of Bitcoin heading below 100,000? If it drops below $100,000, I think we could see more pain. And again, I would suggest you guys to watch the market analysis update that I made. I go a little bit more in depth with the analysis. But again, we did obviously see this wick on October 10th. Seems like, this wick might actually end up filling in. The price may even retest below that based off of what we're looking at. Again, we're nowhere near the 23.6 right now. And again, that is something we want to be looking very, very closely at. But with that being said, let's take a look at what's happening with HBAR. As far as HBAR's price is concerned, you can see for yourself, it is pretty much a round tripping back down to, where it was prior to, this major move towards the upside. Again, like I said, do not be, too surprised at this. Again, Bitcoin is a leading indicator. This is why I talk to you guys about Bitcoin. Every single update on my channel, you will see that, we talk about Bitcoin no matter what, because that is how important the Bitcoin price really is. And I know the Crypto ZX family understands that. But you can see for yourself, since that retest, of course, at the 61.8, we have been on, decline of about 23.4%. And like I said, getting very close to, where we were prior to, this major move towards the upside. But it goes unsaid, this is affecting the entire market. I personally think HBAR would have already been around, the 61.8 or close to the 61.8 if it weren't for, this retracement that we're seeing for Bitcoin, which has obviously dragged the entire market down with it. So it's unfortunate right now, of course, but again, things that are out of our control. This is why you don't ever want to overlook Bitcoin. But again, in terms of an opportunity standpoint, this would give, a great opportunity for people that are long-term believers. HBAR is now having its own ETF. So and obviously in terms of the use case aspect, again, that speaks for itself. But again, if you want a dollar cost average, and remember, there's a famous saying, be greedy while others are fearful, be fearful while others are greedy. And right now there is extreme fear across the board. So anyone that is accumulating right now, obviously is picking up, at a discount, because compared to, look, where we were at the beginning of the year, since then, obviously, if you compare it, the price is down quite significantly. I'll give you guys an exact number: 60% pullback since the beginning of the year. So again, right now, what I want you guys to be focusing on is, the key support line at 15.5 cents. I know that is quite shocking, but believe it or not, I think that could still end up being a retest. It's a 10% move, so no, not a small move by any means. But if Bitcoin pulls below $100,000 price point, I think we are about to go retest this key range, and potentially even, retesting, the likes of 14.4 cents, if that were to be the case. And at this point, let's not be unrealistic, because the price of Bitcoin to drop to $100,000, it's only a 4.3% move. I expect the price of Bitcoin to hold $100,000, because there is significant amount of liquidity around this range. Even if the price were to retest, I expect a bounce maybe up to a $102,000 price point. But again, be looking out for Bitcoin very, very carefully. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Make sure your bell icon is on so you're notified every time we upload on this channel. Just kindly make sure of that. And also follow me on X if you have not done so already. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.